What if a single YouTube video could make real-life sci-fi telepathy look as casual as a game of Mario Kart? In his mind-blowing upload, $1 versus $1 billion Futuristic Tech, MrBeast completely rewrote the rules of tech journalism by trading dry spec sheets for pure, high-octane human experience. From witnessing Neuralink's first human patient control a computer with his mind to installing actual heat shield tiles on a SpaceX Starship, this video turned complex, multi-billion-dollar engineering into mainstream entertainment. But beneath the jaw-dropping spectacles lies a highly calculated retention framework designed to keep millions of viewers glued to the screen. Today, we are breaking down the psychological triggers, the editing masterclasses, and the brilliant pacing hacks that allowed a tech review to pull numbers that rival Hollywood blockbusters. The entire video relies on a classic MrBeast psychological pillar known as the escalation hook. Humans are hardwired to love progression systems, and by structuring the video around a radical value scale, starting at a $1 gadget and skyrocketing toward a billion-dollar aerospace ecosystem, the production team creates a frictionless viewing experience. The viewer's brain becomes deeply invested in the next upgrade. If the $10,000 tech is this cool, what does the $10 million tech look like? This linear progression serves as an unbreakable retention ladder, ensuring that audiences are constantly chasing the next tier of novelty and forcing themselves to sit through the entire video runtime just to witness the final billion-dollar climax. Driving this escalation ladder is a structural editing technique known as juxtaposition pacing. To prevent the audience from getting accustomed to a steady rise in tech quality, the post-production team deliberately sandwiches hyper-complex, industrial milestones between segments of absolute absurdity. For instance, right after showcasing a highly advanced piece of consumer technology, the video abruptly pivots to a bizarre, low-stakes tech gimmick or a lighthearted comedic bit with the cast. This drastic shift acts as a cognitive palate cleanser. By forcing the viewer's brain to constantly shift gears from awe-inspiring engineering to laugh-out-loud humor, the editors effectively eliminate pacing fatigue. It ensures that when the video finally transitions into a multi-million-dollar laboratory, the advanced tech hits with maximum visual and intellectual impact, resetting the viewer's engagement levels completely. But the true genius of this specific video lies in how it handles world-altering innovation through a concept called high-concept de-complication. Typically, explaining brain-computer interfaces or orbital rocket reusability requires dense academic vocabulary that causes immediate viewer drop-off. MrBeast's team completely bypasses this by introducing Neuralink's first human patient, not through medical charts, but through a casual match of Mario Kart. By filtering a multi-million-dollar neural implant through a familiar video game console, the video instantly strips away the intimidation factor of advanced tech. The audience is not being lectured to. They are watching a guy use digital telepathy to race his friends. This visual analogy grounds complex neuroscience into instantly relatable dopamine loops, maximizing broad viewer comprehension. Supporting this informational onboarding is an incredibly fast calculated visual framework known as the 2-second visual reset. Even when showcasing the massive, awe-inspiring interior of the SpaceX Star Factory, the editing rules remain ruthlessly optimized. The visual matrix cannot remain static. The screen must shift perspective almost every 2 seconds to prevent optical fatigue. The post-production team achieves this by continuously cutting between wide-angle drone tracking shots of massive rocket boosters, tight close-ups of mechanical tools, and rapid digital pans over the cast members' stunned reactions. This aggressive visual pacing keeps the viewer's subconscious brain in a perpetual state of environmental discovery, mimicking the fast-paced stimulus of a social media feed inside a premium documentary layout. While the pacing remains breathless, the video's emotional climax anchors itself on a massive structural shift called the co-creation trigger. During the SpaceX segment, Jimmy doesn't just stand back and point at a rocket. He actively steps onto the assembly line and installs a functional heat shield tile onto a starship bound for space. This action flips the viewer's perspective from passive observer to active participant. By watching a creator they know personally leave a physical mark on a machine built to colonize Mars, the audience experiences a powerful wave of proxy ownership. The conversion of a multi-billion-dollar corporate asset into a personal, creator-driven playground serves a massive corporate branding strategy disguised as raw entertainment, making the audience feel privileged to witness real history unfold. To elevate the stakes of these high-tier tech segments, the script relies heavily on a psychological mechanism called the validation loop. Instead of just showing cool machinery, Jimmy continuously contextualizes the technology by explaining its massive, real-world implications for the future of humanity. When walking through Starbase or discussing neural implants, the dialogue subtly shifts from casual commentary to a high-stakes narrative about survival, evolution, and multiplanetary life. The production team intentionally layers historical milestones and grand future predictions beneath the on-screen action. By constantly validating why this technology matters on a global scale, the video transforms the high-budget tour into a historic event. The audience feels like they aren't just watching a standard tech review. They are getting an exclusive, behind-the-scenes look at the literal drafting board of tomorrow, amplifying their subconscious need to see how it all unfolds. This structural synergy moves directly into the video's final act, which perfectly executes a universal vision close that doubles as a massive algorithmic ecosystem loop. As the video concludes amid the towering industrial metal of Starbase, Jimmy pivots from a tech reviewer back into his core persona, an aspirational visionary who inspires the next generation of innovators. He leaves the audience with a deep sense of awe about human potential before dropping a definitive, high-confidence call to action. The ending doesn't fade to black on a quiet note. It uses the immense momentum of a billion-dollar rocket launch to propel viewers straight toward the subscribe button, transforming temporary tech hype into permanent audience loyalty.